Hello, and welcome to HD Longwave, the podcast brought to you by Hair Development, the UK's premier, longest established hair loss solutions, extensions, and hair replacement company. I'm Janis Levy, HD's creative director and your HD Longwave host. Each Longwave will bring you guests who are experts in their field, successful in business, in life, along with tales of the city, hairy tales of the city, and beyond. Thank you, Simone, for joining us today. Simone is one of Hair Development's expert specialists in hair replacement. Simone, welcome to HD Longwave.
Thank you for having me, Janis.
It's a pleasure. Simone, how long have you worked at HD, and what is life like as part of the company?
Well, I've just celebrated 18 years working for Hair Development, I would say around about May time. And for working for Hair Development, it has been a roller coaster of such joy, seeing our clients so happy and just all the people that have come through here, stylist-wise, consultants. It's amazing to see such happy people working here and how we help each other and just get this kind of engine running and making sure that all our clients are so happy.
That's really wonderful to hear. And HD was founded by our late beloved Stanley Levy. Simone, tell us about Stanley.
Well, I am very lucky to have known Stanley the longest, actually. I've known him since I was pre-teens, and I found him so kind and, caring. He was so passionate about hair replacement, and he was always striving to give the best of the best to his clients. Stanley, he always wanted to make sure that his staff was so happy and that we had everything that we needed. I enjoyed learning from him. I always say the legend, the master of hair replacement, and knowing that we were family was so paramount to him. I mean, I may not be blood, but I feel like I am a part of this family. And that was so important to him that we felt so close and just so eager to learn so much about this amazing field, hair replacement. And I do dearly miss him so much every day because I was learning so much and I knew there was more to learn. And, I'm going to keep his legacy going.
Simone, I'm now speaking with a break in my voice because of all the wonderful things that you say about Stanley. He was the most incredible man.
Absolutely.
And I know that I think you were only about 11 years old when you first came to Hair Development.
That's right.
It's just you knew people that had their hair done here. And it's true that everybody that works for the company, they do feel like family. And that's the way that Daddy always wanted it to be for all of us. And as you say, you can't always choose your family through blood, but you can choose them otherwise. And at Hair Development, we are one big happy family, which is a blessing. With your specialty as a hair replacement educator, consultant, specialist, tell us what happens, Simone, during a consultation and your incredible ability to make people feel better about themselves.
Well, I always find that the easiest way is just to make the client feel at ease. They are extremely nervous when they walk in here. And my first feeling is, how am I going to distract them from how nervous they are? So I introduce myself in such a way where they feel like, okay, I'm not in a doctor's office or somewhere so official. And I take them into their room, I offer them something to drink, ask them how they're doing, and then just kind of ask them, what kind of experience they've had without obviously their hair for such a long time, what their lifestyle is like, all these little questions that I like to ask. It's just to kind of get an idea of how I'm going to be able to help them and then kind of portray that in the consultation. So I'll ask them what do they do for a living, what their activity levels are like, what they do for hobbies, their pastimes. And it kind of gives me an idea of like what kind of hair replacement systems that I'm going to be placing on them. So I ask all these different types of questions, but in such a way that it feels like, we're having a conversation rather than feeling like, they need to be nervous about anything. And then I just let them ask questions and just give them everything they need, really.
That sounds fantastic, because I know from experience how relaxed people are when they have had a consultation with you. And when you speak to them about their activities and sport, that's because, isn't it, that we can supply them with a hair replacement system that doesn't stop them from doing anything, right? Swimming, jogging, sweating, because of the breathable qualities of each handmade system. And what about when you talk about a lot of the people who maybe haven't had hair for a long time, which is amazing, because you can create a system for them that is probably an eighth of a centimetre long almost, so that people wouldn't notice. It's not as if they walk in here with no hair and they walk out with a full head. It's much, much more discreet than that, isn't it? And what about the young men that come here, Simone? The ones that are in a dreadful way when they come in? And tell us about the way they are when they leave. Young men with a head of hair.
Absolutely. So we do have such young guys come here. I mean, when I first started working here, my youngest guy was 12 years old. He was so nervous, so scared, and he felt ashamed of not having hair, like compared to his school friends. And I just, I find it so important that they feel calm when having this consultation, because they don't know what's going to happen. They feel extremely scared. So I just let them know that they're in a safe place and that we have everything that they need, from a breathability type hair system, a hair system where they can actually sweep it off their face so it looks like it's literally growing from their follicles. And they are so shocked. And I find it shocking that they feel shocked, because I've been doing it such a long time and I know what's going to happen and how it's going to transpire. And they find it so flabbergasting that this is going to actually take place. So there's breathability hair systems for people that may have oily scalps, or they go to the gym a lot, or they're very active, or they may even live in a country where they actually are going to be, sweating quite a bit. So we have so many different hair systems to cater for them. I've also had a gentleman here, he was 18 and he was going to university. And that was a really extremely frightening process, to know that now they're losing their hair, and what are they going to do? Well, they come to hair development and they're sorted for life, really,
Because we can guarantee them, can't we? We can guarantee them 100% guarantee of leaving with hair. But also, what about the laser hair regrowth therapy? That's fascinating, and that's become a huge part of our industry, hasn't it?
Absolutely. And so that is just something that has actually come in from when I first started working here with hair replacement, and now we have laser hair therapy. And there are some people that don't want to have hair replacement. They want to maybe start off with, seeing if they can grow their hair back. And the laser is so amazing. So what we do is we would obviously let them know that we will take pictures before and afterwards, so they can see that slow progression of their hair actually coming back. And they will have from very low density to medium, and eventually the density that they actually want. And we only accept clients here that we know that they're going to actually get the result that they want. And if we feel that it's not going to happen, then we will go straight into hair replacement. But so many clients have come through here with laser and left with a full head of hair, or more hair than they had when they started 6 months prior, because it's a 6-month course,
It's amazing when you see the difference. And with an 80% success rate, I mean, this is a product that we're manufacturing now and sending all over the UK and globally. So it's really important. They know they can have an 80% success rate, and if not, we'll give them 100%, right?
Exactly.
And the maintenance, Simone, how often do the clients come back?
This all really depends on their activity levels or how generally they aspire. So clients can come in between 3 and 4 weeks, sometimes 5 weeks. I mean, I have a customer that actually comes in every 8 weeks because his scalp is a little bit more drier and he gets a lot more time-wise with his unit and maintaining it at home. But yeah, clients come in monthly between 3 and 4 weeks.
You do create incredible work. I mean, who's been in the business all my life, have grown up around it anyway and came into it about 20 years ago, I've seen some of the people that leave that leave when you have looked after them, Simone. For a split second, I even think to myself, why are they here? And yet, with the naked eye, our hair development pieces are undetectable. And that's the way Stanley created and designed. And now Mark has taken over that. And it's a beautiful thing to see when you see them leaving with confidence that you have given them. So that is beautiful. And speaking of Mark, tell me about Janis and Mark.
Well, I might sound a little bit biased, but they literally are the best. I don't feel like I'm working for a boss or anybody of that type of caliber. I feel like I'm working for family. They're always so happy. They're always so eager. They're always striving for better. Janice, she is an absolute darling. I think she's my sister, actually. But yeah, she is always wanting more, like her father, always wanting more for the clients, more for the staff and what they can learn and what they can give to all the clients. And, I find Mark, he is absolutely hilarious. Again, I don't feel like I've got a boss. Like, I feel like he's just a buddy, and he's always making sure that he's there to make sure that we have everything to give to the clients, whether he's here or he's off on a business trip. He's always there to make sure that I've got everything that I need, and I always feel calm. I never feel nervous, whereas any other place that I've worked for, which has been a long time, as I said, it's been 18 years, I've never felt as comfortable and complete as I do when I have Janice and Mark with me. Like, I have everything. I have the best tools. I have the best other equipment, the hair systems that they provide us and give us for our clients and them as people is just indescribable. I hope I'm coming across, as I'm so grateful to have them in my life. So,
and you're a treasure to the company, Simone.
Thank you.
I'm going to start weeping shortly.
I know, don't make me cry.
Simone, where we are, based in the East End of London, which is where you've grown up and always lived, people are now realising what an incredible place it is to work and to live. Tell us about what it's like in the edgy East London. How has that changed?
Well, I've never left, so I've always stuck to my roots. But before the Olympic Park, as a kid or a young adult, I found, a lot of people, even clients, moving out, thinking there was better elsewhere. And I find as times have changed, the East End has become a lot, I would say, more cool. I've always thought it was cool, but it's become more cool. Everything's so beautiful here. Like, there's new businesses, new build going up. There's places for people to live and just love living there because everything's so more new. There's new businesses such as restaurants. We've got cinemas, we've got theatres, and they're so close. They're really, really close to get to, whether it's walking distance or a short bus ride away. There's places from here to the Olympic Park, Shoreditch, the City, Tower of London. There's so many places to visit while getting your hair done here and being able to go out in the evening afterwards. So, I love it, and it's amazing to see people coming back. So,
and when we get a lot of people coming to our training academy, whether it's here or at our location in Chelmsford. So people coming in from all over the UK or from Europe, we do find, don't we, that they will come and they'll spend a couple of nights in London and go to the theatre or wander down to Spitalfields or to Shoreditch from where we are. There's hotels on our doorstep, and it has become the uber cool place to live and work, and we're just so lucky because we're already here. Thank you, Daddy.
Absolutely.
Thank you to Stanley.
Oh, yes.
Okay, so this has been so lovely because although I work with you every day, like to just sit and be able to chat about the thing that we love doing and the fact that we are in careers that we love, that we cherish, we are cherished, and nothing better, is there, than making people feel better?
Do you know what? I was hoping that you was going to mention something like that, because I find my purpose, other than my daughter and my husband, my purpose every day is if I can make one person happy, one person's mental health just that little bit better, I've got up for a good reason. The people that we see coming in here that are crying, and that took a long time. Well, yeah, it took a long time for me to get used to seeing people crying and then all of a sudden not crying and try not to cry with them. I had to leave the room quite a few times in the early days, but Stanley really, really helped me with that and said, if you feel emotional, just leave the room, because you don't want them to feel any worse than they do. You know, what your job is to do is to make them smile, make them happy, and give them their life back. And that's what I enjoy every single day. I'm going to try not cry right now, but every single day, somebody is going to smile, and knowing that was because of me, I feel great about that.
Oh, how proud Stanley was and is.
Absolutely.
And I can't even speak anymore. So I'm going to wrap up our podcast, Simone. I'm going to thank you so much for taking the time out of your clients today to come in here and speak to us. And I just want to thank everybody. Thank you for sharing your time with us at HD Longwave. And please join us for the next HD Longwave with Hairy Tales of the City, Tales of the City, and beyond. Until then, best wishes from me, Janis, and the HD team. Bye.